Moore and Sir Jeff Hurst, the Trevor Brooking and Billy Bonds, Paolo Di Canio, West Ham United. We celebrate our victories, we stick together in defeat. Proud of our history, West Ham United, more than just a podcast. More than just a podcast.
Hello, good evening and welcome. This is More Than Just a Podcast.
Podcast.
Thank you. And tonight, the full gang is here, thanks to the wonders of technology. And I didn't know they had internet in Spain, but there you go, people. This is international podcast now. Not many people can say that. So we've heard from everyone now, in sort of way. John, Sean, and Len, all the gang is here. Firstly, hello, Len, and how are you?
Hello. I'm feeling a bit ropey with hay fever, but I'm all right. I'm in good spirits.
That's good.
Sean, I'm sure Sean will sort that out.
Yes.
It goes. Where are you and what are you doing?
No, but we
That's your show, yeah?
It's your one.
This
we
is my
should
one.
change that.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what we're doing. We're having a podcast.
Yeah. No, it's no shed now music, see? Because I ain't done it. Because I can't do me,
You
catchphrase.
can't shed yourself.
No, when it's like, don't work.
I can ask you where you are.
Yeah.
Where are you, Nigel?
I'm in my shed. There you go, I didn't download the music. There you go. And then John Bucci, Loftman, where are you? What are you doing?
Loftman, no longer Loftman. I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, very good, thanks, John.
Good.
And we might as well talk to him. It's last week. It's this week. He's substituting for Ian Dow, who's probably still poorly. And I decided to invite Sean this week to stand in for Sean that's not here. So, Sean, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Live, or should I say, hola.
Hola, yeah. You've been fingering Ola, apparently, you said.
I am in Fingers Ola, and I was in Seville 2 days ago. Been going past various stadia, Real Betis, Sevilla, and today I went past Malaga while going to a mountain village.
Oh.
So there you go.
Yeah, when I said save it for the podcast, I didn't mean it. I wasn't really bothered. Yeah.
When you coming home, Sean?
Anyway, I'm coming home on Friday about midnight, which means I will be coming to the game. Unfortunately
How
for you,
about that?
I will be coming to the City game on Saturday.
Oh, it'd be good to see you.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm going to the supporters club. I put my name down on the door to go in the supporters club to check it out on Saturday.
Oh, that's
okay.
nice. You know, don't want to see anyone else
Yeah.
then.
Maybe it's not nice. Won't be nice to see
You know what that's called, John? It's called solidarity.
Yeah.
That's what it's
Hell.
called. Unlike myself, who I stood in solidarity with all members that couldn't be invited and didn't put my name down. But enough about that. There was a game at the weekend. Did we all watch it?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
So, as bequest this podcast, let's start with our guest first. Sean, you sitting in Spain. Did you see the game?
I watched it in Mijas, the village.
I watched it in
up where
Mijas
the
and all.
donkeys are. Yeah, Mijas. On a very hot, like 32 degrees heat, and I was watching it in a gym bar, and I thought, here we go, same setup as the first game against Villa. None of the new players really starting. Souček starting, and we didn't get a lot of possession. We didn't have a lot of.
Was you angry, Sean, with the lineup? Was you furious?
Angry, no,
was you
I wasn't
people?
furious. I wasn't furious. I wasn't angry, but I did think, there's one thing we saw against the Villa game, which is he likes to make an early change around 60 minutes, and I was waiting for that. And we're going to the Secret Garden. We had dinner at 6:30, so I wanted, and suddenly, Finley and myself, we're in this gym bar, and suddenly he makes substitution at AWB, comes on, etc., and the whole thing changed. And Tillman, what a player he looks to be. Obviously, Souček with that doing his cartwheels, and not long after Bowen, obviously, Fulkrug had a part to play. It was just beautiful. I know you were there, Nigel, and I was being sent, little pictures of black balloons from Dodsey, or Ricardo, as I call him now. And it looked like a miserable day. It looked like it was raining. But it looked like you had a lot of fun after sort of, 65 minutes onwards. And really, after we scored that first goal, there was no looking back. And, a very deserved away win. And suddenly, after the first game against Villa, you sort of go, oh, shit, are we going to go 3 or 4 games? Because it's a lot to integrate 8 players. And yet, away to Crystal Palace, who finished strongly last season, and we turned them over in their own backyard. So, I had a smile on my face as I went to the Secret Garden.
Did Finley have a smile on his face?
He was delighted. He was absolutely delighted.
All right, take a photograph next time.
Yeah, I noticed that. I thought I won't say anything.
Mate, I tell you what, 2 weeks with you full time's really put a smile on his face. Not, hasn't it?
Oh,
we will, if we can find something, we'll probably go to Sullivan's Bar in Fingers Ola to watch the Wednesday game. So we're looking forward to watching the Bournemouth game. But more of that later, I'm sure. But no, I thought the second half, I know we didn't have very much possession. I think we had 45% possession, a bit like David
Is that
Moyes.
not very much then, is it?
Well, it's not when all the complaints against David Moyes is we didn't have possession of the ball, and we heard that Lopetegui likes to keep the ball and likes to keep possession. We haven't seen that yet from Lopetegui, but I do like that he's not afraid to substitute anyone. I mean, on the Villa game, which obviously I wasn't here last week, when he substituted Bowen and Paquetá, he really doesn't care. He'd do what's best for the team. Anyone can be swapped out. And you know what? And look, Len might say something about this. Souček gets a lot of grief. When the team was announced, Souček gets a lot of grief. I was really glad that he showed he can still be a force. He can still score goals. He's still an important member of this team. He will bleed. He will do anything for this team. And that's the kind of players I want in the West Ham team.
Why would I say anything about it?
Because you don't like Souček.
I feel just a trouble. No, who says I don't like Souček?
Oh, last season.
I just say you can't play him every game in the centre of the pitch as a body. I've got no problem with him going forward. Of course, by now I'd like to have had a sort of a choice, but that might still come. But I ain't got anything against Souček. I just wasn't too keen on the manager that constantly played him when he was out of form. I mean, I didn't,
I stand corrected.
So
Let's get on this week, shall we?
You
All
take
right,
that back,
Let's get on
I
this
know
week.
what you're trying to do, trying to wind me up for effect. Not going to work.
You reckon I'm here just here to push your buttons, don't you?
That's exactly what you're here for. Bit of transfer news because you're a transfer nonce, and then you try and keep your blood pressure up.
Transfer.
I ain't having it.
Oh, dear.
Anyway, that's all I've got to say on the game. I really was delighted. It really put a smile on my face.
Good.
That's good. All right.
Even better, by the way, I was with a Man United fan, a season ticket holder over here, Man United fan, who'd been turned over by Brighton, so of course wound him up.
Len.
See?
So you
Even when he goes abroad and odd, he winds people up.
Yeah, I know.
He's supposed to be taking it fucking easy, having a break.
I only asked him one question. Jesus.
Yeah.
How did you? I mean, the lineup. A lot. Look, the beauty of going to the game.
I was a little bit disappointed.
Yeah. I didn't really see the lineup till I was in the stadium, so I wasn't paying attention. But it didn't go down too well from what I've seen.
No. There was a lot of disappointment on it. I did do a giveaway, and the moment the lineup came up, I don't think it went fucking entered. So I had to prop people and say it's free to enter.
Yeah.
Because you don't like the fucking lineup. Yeah, I was disappointed because I would have liked to seen or got some indication that he noticed something was wrong from the last game, even though we didn't play too bad and we had the subs and we're making subs now, not waiting too late and getting the bodies on. So I was pleased, but in the end, but yeah, that was why I was disappointed about the lineup. But bit dull first half, wasn't it? Or didn't you feel that when you were there? You might have been felt very confident. I didn't think we were getting beaten.
He was too busy blowing up 100 black balloons then.
Oh, was he?
Well, no, that was before the game, actually.
Did you not bring your pumper?
No.
They wouldn't let you in with that, would they?
No, well, they didn't want to let us in with the black balloons.
No,
but we'll come to that later.
Were you body searched?
Yeah, but I'm a bit cuter than that, so...
Oh, you put them up in an internal cavity, did you?
No, I put them in my coat. And this is what was funny, is that I had them in my coat, and when they're doing the searches, I thought, let me just see what happens. In front of the steward, just before he searched me, I went, can I just take my coat off? And I took my coat off. And he didn't search the coat or anything.
You had 100 balloons blown up in advance of
obviously
going in.
not blown up, Sean. Obviously not, you know. So there was, I had a load stuffed in my pocket. Yeah. And
Paul Turner told me you only bought 6 and you were keeping one, so you only had 5 left. Where did you get the other 95 from?
Off of Paul Turner. I didn't need to buy any, did he? He bought 2 bags. But mine have got writing on. Yeah, no, he's got in. It was me that took them in. I shoved them all in my pocket, in my coat.
Oh, you were the bag man.
Yeah, that's right.
You were the balloon mule.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That it had save our concessions on one side, those writing, and stop exploiting loyalty on the other. I've kept one to go into the protest box. Yeah, in the shed. I've still got the red cards from the bond scheme. Yeah, so and
you even celebrate protest.
Yeah, it's all part of West Ham's history, isn't it? You know,
yeah, it's true.
20 years time,
you make half of it. Fucking hell.
So anyway, you got to keep one anyway. You got to keep one. So yeah. Then the first half, did you not think it was fairly even?
Yeah.
Performance-wise,
in control.
Yeah, performance-wise, because a lot was made of, you know, Moyes. The people were frustrated or upset with Moyes. Those, you know, we've had it on here loads of times. In that some even the results were masked by the performance. Now, you Lopetegui comes in. He's the Spanish David Moyes and all this crap that people come out with.
Shit.
Is it noticeable?
Yeah. And I'll tell you what's also noticeable. The subs when they come on. I mean, the Wan-Bissaka, actually, and the German. But the moment they come on and they took a bit of responsibility of their positions. I don't want to go at Antonio, but it's the fact that he's not a striker and he tries to be a bit too busy at times. Is that he kind of loses his number 9 discipline. Not his fault. And similarly with Safau, you know, he tries his best to get forward. He's not a bad crosser, but what you see there with Wan-Bissaka and the German name I can't remember.
Füllkrug.
Füllkrug. It's just they're kingpins in their position, aren't they? And the moment they got in their position, everyone looked better in their own position. And obviously the first goal looked like it was coming the moment they come on. And what I noticed was when the Souček put the ball in, it was exactly in the right position, Martin Allen style, weren't he? He had the striker above it, head of him. Paquette with his inertia got into the box as well, so he joined late. The ball come over well, and it was just everything fitted for a second. And I thought that was just little things like that are encouraging. They're a little bit of a sign of things to come. No, we know that Souček might not start every game like he did under Moyes. And, you know, it's not the end of Kufal either. likewise, Antonio, although I don't think he's going to play a lot. But just good signs, things shaping up better. I thought we deserved the win. I really did. Thought we played better than them. And look at it back again, some of the highlights. Yeah, I thought we could have counter-attacked them again. But I think, actually, talking of counter-attacks, he sets that team up in the same way, probably because he thinks to start off a game in transition, this is as good as the best team, because the best team are probably, like the team we finish with, it's probably better with the ball. Without the ball, he probably thinks there's still enough in like the old team there that they already know that role and it's working with them. Souček's a bit further forward, of course, and that works better for him. Whether it's better for the team remains to be seen. But good signs. Well worth the win. Enjoyed it.
John, I suppose really the same for you. Another person that was frustrated a lot by the way that we played under Moyes at the end. Do you see a difference now?
Yes, I do. I was surprised at the starting lineup, though I wasn't as upset as some people. I think in the first half we were both sort of plugging away at each other, but not a lot of clicked. I don't think for either team particularly. I think Palace was suffering a bit with their transfer window and stuff they've been going on, and players talking of leaving, and we didn't look like we were connecting and sort of running very well together. But I mean, I think the substitutions give you a sign of progression, and by that I mean is that you can see. You know, I would be surprised in the next game against City that like Wan-Bissaka don't start now. You know, that will be a surprise. And you can see that, you know, he's in some way coming into a team where he's pretty much bought a whole new team, but he's not trying to upset the whole of the dressing room by just, you know, he's giving everyone a chance, I think, to keep their place and show their worth. And, you know, when someone like Wan-Bissaka comes on and makes such a difference. I mean, that ball he put into Bowen as he turned and put it back into his feet. You know, you see that and you think, well, yeah, he's class above. So, you know, and I know I agree with Len when he said, like, you know, in full crew, though he didn't, you know, he had that one opportunity, didn't he? But, you know, he does look like a striker. So Antonio's going to have to be willing to sit down on his arse, and to me that's going to be progression, because these players are better than what we've got. So, you know, and then Rodriguez I thought he seems to show what, you know, he's got about him. And then icing on the cake was Alvarez getting a run out, and you sort of think, well, you've got a line up like that with Alvarez and Rodriguez, and even Souček's not going to get a game, is he? So the progression is there.
How about Eze? Because we said nothing in the first half, John, but Eze came very, very close, and he just wasn't quite. We know the quality's there in Eze, but he came. I mean, they hit the bar twice, didn't they? Was it once?
No, once they had a one-on-one. I thought we rode our luck in the first half. I thought it was a fairly even first half, but Eze hit the bar, and. I don't know if it was Edouard who went one-on-one with the keeper, did he not? And Areola made a save with his foot.
That's right.
But you got to remember,
remember
they've lost Elise, isn't it? I mean, them two together tore us apart the last time we played them there, didn't he? So, you know.
Well, it was only April that we lost 5-2, and bearing in mind that our second was an own goal, I believe without us really touching the ball. It was gifted to us. To put, I don't know whether you could put a shine on a 5-2 defeat or not. But I mean, it was, you know, it's probably, I'd hazard a guess that was 8 games ago, maybe, that Crystal Palace defeat.
can't remember it. It was
And
awful.
I mean, yeah, it was quite, off the back, I think, of the 6-0 Arsenal and the 5-0 to Fulham.
Were you there for that one? Because I know you like Selhurst Park.
I
Were
do
you there
like
for the 5-2?
Sellers Park. No, I watched it on the telly. I wasn't there for that.
But they've had. I mean, they had a successful run since then, haven't they? They've been really good under their new manager, and I think the sale of Elise and the other transfer stuff, Gay's supposed to be going. I mean, I think it had some effect on them, and it was all the better for us because it gave us the opportunity to play in the first half with the same lineup, and then him to make the changes and see the improvement. And I think now he's seen the improvement, and the likes of Antonio can't really complain. He hasn't done a lot in this last game and a half to warrant keeping his pace, has he?
No, I mean, in the way I see it with the squad, I may see it a bit differently. I actually think that it is possible up until the international break he may continue with this team, and the reason for that is I think with Bournemouth on Wednesday night, you may see the likes of Fulkrug playing. I think you might see Wan-Bissaka playing.
Somerville.
Somerville
He will.
will play.
He said it already. He said, I'm going to start all the people that haven't started yet. So
yeah, and
he said that in his press conference.
Yeah, so I can't see them starting Wednesday and then starting Saturday against City. So it wouldn't surprise me if he went the same 11 again against City. But the difference between, in a way, this and what we've witnessed before, for years and years, we've signed good players and we've been told, this is the best squad we've ever had. This is the best squad we've ever had. But now, and what we had back in them was probably a great starting 11, but it frayed at the edges. I think the difference now is when he brings on players off the bench, he is matching in quality or sometimes improving what he's just substituted. And I think that's the difference.
Yeah, me too.
This is as a squad, might not be the best starting 11 we've ever had. I don't know. It possibly could be, but I think as a squad, he's got something there.
I don't want. But on that sort of note, I don't want rid of Antonio. I don't want rid of Soufal. I want. These players, keep them in the squad. Try and keep them happy.
Well,
and
maybe turn over City, John.
Well, yeah.
Or we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Well, I mean, Kilman. Barely mentioned him, but that performance,
good performance, really
that
good
performance for him is, going to a new club, big price tag. That's got to do a world of good for him and his confidence. Tadibo looks decent to me. Do you think he might line up with three at the back on?
But I thought Mavropanos has been looking better against Kilman.
He's done nothing wrong.
Mavropanos hasn't disgraced himself. No, he hasn't, has he?
Not against Palace. I mean, again, look, at the end of the day, I think we are getting carried away. Against Villa, defensively we're a bit shaky. And at the end of the day, I think you might find in the first half against Palace, some better quality teams may have taken those chances. Palace still created chances in the first half. Stat-wise, quickly, where I think the big improvement is, or what it is yes, while we only had 40% possession, we had 18 shots compared to Palace's 14. So for me, that's it's what you do with the ball, and that was the thing under Moyes. I weren't bothered if we only had 35 possession. It was what we did with the ball. If we didn't create anything when we had the possession, then it was going to break down and foul. We seem to play better with the ball. under Lopetegui, and this is just the start. You know, I give it 5-6 games time. When they're all bedded in and playing, I think it'll be even better.
Stronger.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Nigel,
Yes.
we want to hear about your big day out. You know, our listeners want the whole away day experience, right? And the black balloon bubble, was it your project?
Well, I think they wanted to see a black bubble. Listen, that's not mine. That's other. I'll leave that to other people. Black balloon protest. Yeah. Firstly, what it is, it's a visual indication, easy to do, to show you disgust at the current situation in regards to club and concessions and ticketing. Now, I think it was attempted in a small way against Villa, and I think at home it's always deemed it's going to be very difficult at home games to do, because 60,000 fans, you need a lot of fans to buy into it, and to do it, and realistically speaking, I don't think a lot of them do at home games. If I'm going to be brutal. I don't think they do. I think it's probably a 50-50 split by those that care and those that don't care. And that 50%, or those that know, yeah, but and that 50% is spread around the vasts of the stadium, and on the upper tier, batting a black balloon down don't really work. So you need the lower tiers and everything
Did you
else.
have any black balloons at the Villa game?
No, because what is the point of me batting a black balloon down when the director's sitting, 40 foot in front of me, so I'm behind him?
That's a good point. So you know the directors were there. So actually, Karen Brady made a rare appearance with obviously David Sullivan,
and they would have seen it. While the tellies might not have picked it up, I was very happy with the amount of black balloons that blew, and I don't want to go over this. With the luck of the wind, it would have been very visible, and the gods conspired against us, because what happened is that when all the balloons were thrown down on the pitch, I was batting them out. The wind was blowing from our left to right, so that meant we were already in the right-hand corner though, so all the balloons were just blown behind the goal. Now, if the wind was blowing from right to left, they would have been blown across the pitch, and it would have been a lot harder for the ground staff to burst the balloons and everything else. Basically, there was people giving out balloons outside the game. I think I see Andy Byrne outside. He was giving out balloons before the game. Said people I was with, we already had a couple of bags of black balloons. So we go, we get them into the grounds, and we stop and talk to a few people we knew, blow one up. Steward comes along, what are you doing? He's blowing a balloon up. I'm afraid we're going to have to take that off you. It's quite laughable, really. And there was a woman there, and she was like, and she basically admitted, under whose authority can you do this? What is it? And she said, look, West Ham have contacted Palace and requested that no balloons be allowed in this end. That is what she exactly said.
What about beach balls?
Well, there's other things to. For me, there's ways to progress this, which I wouldn't talk about on here. But you start off with balloons, and you can progress on to other things in a way. But the
tennis balls.
Well, whatever, Sean. Anything. So straight away, I'm pleased about that anyway, because it means the club actually you've shown we've got under their skin a bit, and they are in a way concerned about it, quite rightly. So and the woman's like looking, going, right, give me any balloons that you got, and I just walked off and walked down to the seat, and you're thinking, how do we play this? And then you look around, you get down the front, And there's a young steward there, and I just blew a balloon up right in his face. He said nothing. I thought, here we go then. Off we go. Start blowing the balloons up. Give them out, put them down, ready. And then when the team come out, bang the balloons out. Now, I think what was supposed to happen in the second half was that if West Ham had got a corner in front of us, we were right on the corner flag, obviously, then we'd have smashed a load of balloons onto the pitch then and try and just hold the game up a while they deal with the balloons. West Ham never got a corner in front of us. So, that didn't happen.
Conspiracy theory.
Well, whatever. But so that's what I say. The gods conspired against us. I don't know if what's happening against Man City. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be there anyway. Man City game, I'm away the weekend. I will be at the Fulham game. So
Did our friend father contact you about your ticket?
what
Did someone contact you about a spare ticket
for what?
for your City game?
No, have they?
A friend of yours was asking me. Yeah, I'll tell you.
Oh right.
Of the cloth, if you know what I mean.
Oh right. Yeah.
Oh. I'm saying nothing.
Oh right.
Father
Okay.
Chris, all right?
Yeah.
I'm joking when it is.
All right.
I'll let
I'll.
him contact you.
I didn't know you had
He's
a
looking
spare.
for tickets.
Isn't that the sort of thing you should talk about outside of
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd prefer
It's
that.
all right. No, you're not. Friends and family, you're allowed to do it. It's fully legal to download your ticket as long as it doesn't charge. It's fine. You know, friends and family. Chris is a friend. There you go.
He's
In the same way,
father.
George used my ticket. George used my ticket for Africa.
You ain't got any friends, so it's just.
That's why I gave it to George.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I'll be in touch. But anyway, yeah. So that was the this is the first game really the Black Balloon protest has been in. What I would like it to be taken on actually is, fun enough, I think the only team in the Premier League that didn't hike season tickets was Crystal Palace. So maybe the next plan of attack should be a joint one with other clubs when we're at away games.
Yeah.
So that's only me throwing an idea out there. I'm sure those running the protests or organising what we do know
Tell
what
us
they're
about
doing.
the game, Nigel. Particularly, what part did you play on crushing the ball boy under?
Yeah,
you
that was
involved in
a strange.
ruckus?
This is a strange thing, and at first, listen, it ain't, people can celebrate a goal. You see it happen. They pulled the kid out, and what happened is didn't really see it. You see it collapse. Didn't realise the kid had been hurt until they walked him down past us, and he was bawling his eyes out. He looked about 11, 12 years old, I reckon. And you think, like, why do people have to be so stupid and behave like that? But then, when you look at where we are and what Crystal Palace have done, I think they're to blame, Crystal Palace Football Club.
I thought that was a bit.
And I'll tell you why, because then I looked at one of the photographs I took and I realised.
No.
I was.
The gate collapsed. It was a gate.
No.
The gate collapsed.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Yeah, there's the gate is very flimsy. There, the gates are on the aisles. As soon as you come down the aisles, the gates are very flimsy. And then it goes on to these advertising boards, the digital ones. And for another thing, I don't know why they need a ball boy, to be fair, because their stands are so close to the pitch. I don't know why they need a ball boy. But saying that, the ball boy's there. But they've not really been... They can topple over really easy. You know? And while I guess those that have made it and those stadium people that sign it off have probably not ever thought about, 20 blokes surging forward, maybe they should do. Especially at Crystal Palace, where you are so close to the pitch already. And that, frankly, I think the gates ain't fit for purpose.
Yeah.
So, yes, you know, you are going to get that surge anyway.
I
You know,
think
that surge has always happened as time is old. When it
Thomas
was on the
Souček to the
terraces.
rescue. Did you see that?
Yeah,
Thomas
well,
Souček to the rescue.
I've seen it back. I couldn't see it. I was in the corner by the corner flag. That was further along. The funny thing is, what I found noticeable was is that at the end of the game, they didn't come right over to the fans, and I wondered if that was a conscious thing.
He lifted up.
That that at the end of the game they didn't want to, you know, encourage fans to surge forward again. So they clapped us and took our applause for them further back on the pitch than I've normally seen.
Yeah. You see, there's him lift up the hoarding and get the ball.
Yeah.
I know it.
Well, you also
Len
see,
won't like
see
this because
Paqueta
we're praising
laying
Souček
down
again.
in the middle of it all.
Yeah,
Better laying
you
down
know,
than
it's,
Souček than Bowen trying to lift it up.
listen, it ain't how I would, you know, that might say more about me and whatever. That ain't something I would do. Though actually, when I think back, actually, at Upton Park, I did a few times jump on the pitch after we scored goals. In the late 80s and early 90s. So yeah, so while I'm sitting here in judgment, in my past now comes back to me and I think, oh, actually, Nigel, you did behave like that. So, you know, I've had people shout at me, get off the fucking pitch.
This at Chelsea.
Yeah.
John and I did this at Chelsea. We were on Match of the Day once, and we went running down to the front.
Yeah, but didn't you fall down the steps, actually? You didn't go on the pitch, did you?
We did. No, we didn't go. We were right at the front and we fell over.
Well, pulled me down with him.
Yeah. Well, it'd pull anybody down, wouldn't he? To be fair. He probably took out about 100 people.
You heard Bowen gave him a shirt. He's a Palace fan and he was invited to a game at West Ham. That's just what you want with a Palace game. You know, here's my shirt. He took it I gave it to him whether he wanted it or not, and we've invited him to a West Ham game.
Well,
just
yeah.
what a Palace ball boy was.
Well, it is, because we've still got to play Palace, isn't it? He can come watch the West Ham Palace game, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, true.
We could put him to work. We'd say, thanks for turning up, son, but now you can be a ball boy. Yeah. But don't worry, you've got no danger of the crowd being on your back ear.
Or paint him black and throw him on the pitch. Fucking balloons won't get there. Go on, son, run!
No, well, with the right wind, you don't know. But that's why, you know, like Palace and Fulham, hopefully with Fulham, you know, hopefully the wind will be blowing off the Thames and blow it across the pitch. That's what you need.
Anyway, tell us about the game, Nigel.
You've covered it, to be fair. I thought it was an even first half, though Palace had the best clear-cut chances. I think there was some good play, specifically from Kudus and from Bowen. But apart from that, I think defensively, while we looked compact and sound, Palace still did have a couple of sniffs at us. I don't think there was a lot we could do with the shot from the bar. It came back out to Eze. And the clubs are always going to get that chances, but the one-on-one they did get behind us. And as I said, with better, you know, Haaland, you know, that's probably, you know, 9 times out of 10 going to be in the back of the net Saturday. So, I still think defensively is the weakness. I think offensively, though, I think
Wan-Bissaka improves it.
We're going to get. Well, you say that, but Wan-Bissaka's best move for West Ham was attacking, not defending.
Yeah, but he's recognised as
I actually think Man United are off their heads in selling him. I think when you look at him, 40 million for Kilman, 16 for Wan-Bissaka, 25 for Fulkrug. I know that if I had to pick one out, I'd go with a 16 million for Wan-Bissaka myself. I think you know he could go on to be a fantastic asset to the club. Yeah. Second half, we came out and last week the substitutions against Villa, I thought disrupted us when he took off the front three. This week, it changed us. I was just disappointed Fulkrug didn't get his goal. because he went through and fluffed his lines. So, and one other thing I find strange is the fact that we love to sing a song about players who have hardly played.
Which one?
Well, Toddybo's got a song,
Oh, of course he has.
you know, and at the end of the day, Full Krug's only had a couple of games.
But there are those,
You know-
those away fans who make up these new songs and they want to try them out at away games because it's easier to get them going.
yeah,
Like you said,
I just,
at an
you
away
know,
game,
for me, I preferred the
you
old
see
days.
them on
you know?
social media.
Yeah, it's like they all want to be songwriters now. You know, they all want. Where for me, to have your name sung, you had to have actually done something, not just turn up.
A question I wanted to ask you, Nigel. You may not have seen it, but you may have seen it on social media afterwards. We saw it on the TV. Tim Steidham, director of football, technical director of football, was one of the first on the pitch
Yeah,
and hugged Bowen. Now, social media had a bit of a problem with this. I don't see the problem in German football. This is
who's
very
social
well
media?
accepted.
I think it was
Well,
one
on
kid
Twitter,
called Tay who fancies himself as ex-WHU employee's understudy, and
Fucking hell, we need to aim
There
a
was
bit
a
higher,
few.
doesn't he?
You're right, Tay said it, but there's a few
And-
other people
and-
that feel uncomfortable that he's got too big an ego or he shouldn't be doing this.
What's that?
He's
gonna
not
be?
the
5 or
manager.
6
We haven't got a
people?
manager anymore.
no, but at away
There was a
games
few
when people
people-
travel, they're travelling as one. At the end of the day, he is part of the management team. He is part of the management team. Exactly. And the phrase I did see from one was that the pitch and the technical area should be the domain of the manager. Well, I hate to break it to you, mate. Lopetegui's not the manager. He's the coach. And therein is the difference.
Why would you have a problem with someone who is part of the setup coming, celebrating a win with the team, showing a bit of warmth and togetherness?
Oh.
Why would
Oh,
you?
you've fallen in my trap, Len.
Why?
Because your mate David Cross did have a problem with it and messaged me saying
Why?
that Johnny Lyle would have something to say.
No, but he's
about,
not the same position as. Yeah, but it's football's
But
changed.
then I said to him back, Ron Greenwood was doing the same. He was knocked
I will
upstairs.
go as
wasn't
far
he,
as
and came on
saying
the pitch.
I remember Brian Blower going on the bleeding pitch when we won games at Upton Park, and he was like the
was the commercial
manager.
All
so
right.
we found,
I don't.
you know-
I haven't got a problem with it.
But it's
But
funny,
some
isn't it?
people
I mean,
think
why?
directors should not go on the pitch. That is the manager's
Social
domain.
media isn't the real world, Sean. So again, it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, true.
you're looking at sort of, I don't know, half a dozen people or 10 people who've piped up.
But
on
none of
social
us here,
media.
just to be clear, none of us here have a problem with Tim Steidham going on the pitch and embracing the players. That's fine.
I think the problem is really, in years gone, well, today we know who Tim Steidham is. In years gone back, we wouldn't have known and we wouldn't have paid any attention for it. It would have gone straight over our heads and the camera wouldn't have been on him. This is what we're up against now.
That's true. That is true.
You know, you got to let him be part of the team because, well, you know, he's here to bring in change. Everything that we're moaning about, you know, Sullivan's in charge of transfers and not having a strategy. Well, whether you like Steidham or not, you got to give it a go because we've never done anything until now.
Would
So,
we
you
have a
know.
problem if it was Cameron Brady going on the pitch, though, Len?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course we would. Well, how can you compare the
Or
two?
what? Well, I'm
How
just
can you
saying,
possibly
they're both
compare?
directors. I'm just saying. I'm just seeing.
Is he a
Hey,
director, Sean, or is he not part of the management team?
Well, you're right. He's not really. He's got a director
you
in
go.
his title rather than
There
a
you go.
legal director on the ball.
Yeah.
Well, I
She'd be better
assume
off
so.
trying
I
to
haven't
get
seen
some
it.
money, wouldn't she? Like doing her own job rather than getting on the pitch and doing everyone else's, Sean. No?
I won't say what Paul Turner said about her on social media.
No. Yeah.
It's
I didn't
probably
see
potentially libelous.
He thought he'd bring it up again. Typical Sean.
Yeah.
You can try, Sean. You're not going to get to me tonight.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, it was just 3 points. But I think more than that, it was a glimpse into.
Clean sheet as well.
Well, it was a glimpse into the future under Lopetegui, and that actually, it looks like it could be something. There's a lot of hard work still to do to actually get into the European spots.
It's the start of the change, isn't
But
it?
yeah,
It's the start of it.
Yeah.
And it's an important 3 points, because if we lose against City, which we more likely will do, it's at least we've got 3 points on the board. If we lost that one as well.
it was an enjoyable win, which even I would have to admit that some of them last season were a struggle. So
We'll all agree.
now, in regards to our former manager, did anyone hear the podcast with
Yeah, I did. I thought it was boring.
with our ex manager? In fact, two of our the previous two managers that are probably are the most contentious managers we've probably had in our history, actually. So did you John, Sam Allardyce and David Moyes?
I saw the clip where they talk about Brady, but I can't stand watching Allardyce because he's such an arrogant prick, and he does and says things for.
You can listen to it on Spotify. You don't have to watch him.
Well, yeah, but he said stuff on purpose to antagonise the West Ham fan base. He just does it. It's like a sport for him. And Sullivan, what's his name? Moyes is just like, he's not far away from the same sort of mindset, is he? He's so full of his own importance.
Moyes don't go after the fans though.
Does he not?
No, he don't. To be fair.
I want to know. You've listened to it, obviously, Nigel.
Yeah, I have.
What do you think what they had to say about the stadium?
I found it funny enough, quite interesting in regards to stadium. Well, yeah, obviously. I think Allardyce saying he preferred the London Stadium when he never managed there for West Ham, quite telling. And also the fact that Moyes said Upton Park actually was a very difficult place to go to as a manager.
But he equally went on to talk about how it allowed us to move on to a next level. And
yeah, but Sean, hold up. Well, I could easily counter that because first of all, they turned around and went, "Oh, there's 66,000 people there." Well, no, there ain't.
No.
Yeah, 62.
Right. Some of the
So
facts
we
were
could.
wrong.
So quite a few of the facts were wrong, Sean. So
It's his opinion, and he said when the place rocks, it really
hold up.
rocks.
He said, hold up.
The gaps are not ideal.
Right?
He said,
Yeah.
When it rocks, it rocks.
Yes.
I'm paraphrasing, but that's.
But it takes a
basic
big
gist.
game to make it rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
And while Upton Park would rock, Upton Park was intimidating, and no one would ever class the London Stadium as intimidating.
No. What I find strange about it is that every single ex-footballer, including the two of them, points out that, mentions it by name, the chicken run, and then just
Oh, we did
poo-poos
talk
the
about
whole
the
idea
chicken
of
run.
having Upton Park in the first place
Yeah.
in favour of 25,000 more people that didn't really want to go.
The other
Am I being
contentious thing he
harsh?
did say is it's easier to sign players with a big stadium.
No, he didn't say that,
He
Sean.
didn't say that, Sean.
He didn't say that,
I
Sean.
think he did say.
No, he
I'll
didn't.
get the
I
clip.
don't think he did.
He
What did
didn't.
say?
He said it's easier to sign players in London. That is exactly what he said. Fuck all to
He
do with the
said at
stadium.
Langdon Centre.
No, nothing to do with the
Here
stadium.
he's doing it. He's starting. He's doing their work.
I know.
To go
Even
back
on
and
holiday. But get another drink.
Don't let
Don't
him get
do
to
their
you.
work.
You've done really well, Len.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, well,
you've done
shut the
really
fuck
well.
up now.
We
Don't let
haven't
him
started
get-
about.
Don't let it get to you.
We haven't started talking about the David Cross backtrack yet, where Dan
Nah,
Francis
don't
Ryan
go there
Williams
either.
and-
Don't even go
Oh,
there because that's
okay.
not true either. No one backtracked if you actually read the tweet shown.
So
He's going.
don't
for it.
don't go there.
Yeah.
I'm going to be that little angel on your shoulder. You know, like in Animal House.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
He's the devil. Yeah, and I'm no.
Yeah. I don't know. I
Maybe it was
wish
just
he
a
went
big
with the devil.
misunderstanding then. It was a big misunderstanding, I think.
Yeah.
Really? Did you misunderstand that he said his heart was with the fans? Because that bit remains, isn't it? I mean, you can
Well, I
say
know, but
it
it
doesn't
was-
matter if anyone phoned him up, Sean, and said this or said that.
An
All he said
anonymous
was,
person rang him up. As a
I've
prank call.
heard my heart's with the fans, I stand with the fans. I'm paraphrasing Sean. Good enough for Len is good enough for Sean, you know. So, you know, that's what happened. And, you know,
Okay.
so he got a phone call. He got a phone call because someone's probably asked to phone him up, I imagine. Because that's not how these things happen. I mean, we all know this happens.
I
because
wouldn't
we
know
all
what you're
saw it.
talking. I wouldn't know what you're talking about, Len. I wouldn't know
No,
what you're
you
talking
wouldn't,
about.
because you wasn't sitting there when it happened, was you, Sean? Anywho,
No.
and then that don't take anything away. His heart's still with the fans. So, you know, maybe just leave it there. Yeah,
We don't
sure.
reveal how sausages are made, Len. We don't
No.
reveal how sausages
Well,
are
don't
Yeah.
start it. Don't open
Yeah.
the door to the sausage factory then.
Yeah. As you were, Nigel.
made. Anywho,
Yeah. Anywho, so all in all, things are on the up. In regards to the Moyes, and the one thing I've discovered, because I had a flick through actually the back catalogue of the Allardyce podcast, and the previous guest was Kevin Nolan.
Yeah, I saw that as well, I think.
and previously they've had on Stuart Pearce
Yeah.
and Kevin Nolan as well. Now I know he's obviously Kevin Nolan, son of Sam, as I christened him when he joined the club. There's a lot there, but for a man so hated by West Ham fans as Allardyce was, his podcast now talks about West Ham a lot.
Yeah.
Um,
In fact, when you think about it, they always ask Sam about West Ham because that was
Yeah.
his some kind of downfall. And then they always ask Moyes about Man United because that was his downfall. And the pair of them actually cling on to it, really, for the relevance. I think that hurt David Moyes, the Man United thing. He can't stop talking about it, and he doesn't.
yeah, I don't think you would be hurt. You say
Yeah.
don't stop to. People ask him.
People ask him the question, yeah.
You know, the questions that he's going to be asked of now is, Man United and West Ham. They're the ones that are going to be. But I'll tell you what, I reckon David Moyes will be managing Everton by the end of November.
I think you might be right, you know. Let's
Um,
not think that far
you
ahead.
may
Yeah.
be right on that one.
yeah, that's what I think.
Because
But-
they need to start for that stadium, and
Yeah,
it's a bit of an happy
yeah,
ending, isn't
because that stadium looks absolutely fantastic.
it? And if he goes wrong for us, we
And,
get
and John
Allardyce back.
Textor will be in charge by then.
And what?
John
Who will-
Textor, who's the Crystal Palace part owner, I think will be in charge and owner of
You reckon?
Everton, and that'll be one of his first. Yeah, I do.
Is that's not the 777
Mark my words.
people then?
No, they're
They're
out.
pulled out, as I
It's,
say, yeah.
Hasn't he put a bid for Palace on the table and said take it or leave it now? I want to own it all or something.
Yeah, and they've said to leave it because Parish don't want to sell. So, and I know people close to the Palace stuff. I can't go in more detail, but he's had enough of Palace, so he's flipping
Parish?
over to
No, the American.
Oh,
no Textor.
Yeah.
right.
We're not a Palace podcast.
No,
I'm
you're
telling you
not,
it's Palace,
Sean.
but it's not.
No.
Really not.
No. Okay. So, I don't know if I want to do this or not. Go on then. Fuck it.
What?
Transfer news, because it's the
Oh,
last
God.
week. It's the last week of the transfer window, so we might as well give him the reason I brought him on for. Because
Yeah.
he did ask if I wanted his script, and I went, nah.
To be fair though, him being on, you have kept his nose out the tapas.
Well,
He's trying to lose weight. So we're doing you a favour, really, Sean.
Yeah.
I've hardly a thing has passed my lips while I've been on.
Yeah, but you've had more squid than Jaws.
We're going to bed soon anyway. It's gone 10 o'clock out there.
It is 10 o'clock out here. So,
There's dinner time then, isn't it, in Spain? 10 o'clock?
Yeah, it is 10 o'clock dinner time.
Yeah.
So let's start with the Tim Stein is absolutely focused on getting players out. We're trying to get Danny Ings out. He's refusing to go. He's refused Southampton. We think there's another club he's refused. We think it's Everton. And we're thinking whether if we can't get rid of him because of his big wages, do we rip up his contract by mutual consent and allow it to release him? That's a possibility because he's got no future under J-Lo. Secondly, Zuma is in Saudi. He's having a medical today. My senior source says, it's slower pace, less games, less intensity. So he's still a good player. So his knees might keep going. We're not asking for any money. We release him by mutual consent, rip up the contract. If we have to pay a little bit of his wages, we will. But he's expected to go, and that will be another $100,000 a week off the wage bill.
We're like a footballing charity, aren't we?
Yeah.
Agur, another one refusing to go. Tim Steiden set up a loan for a season to go to Wolfsburg in Bundesliga. He was
Why
given a
would
season
someone
loan
who
with an option
wanted to
buy.
go now not want to go and now he's not playing?
Well, I don't think he wants. I think there's particular leagues he wants to go and doesn't want to go, and Bundesliga is not one of them. Is what I understand. But his agent, he's got the same agent as Zuma. He's got the same agent as Zuma, Cantor Sports, who are based in Dubai. Guess where he's being linked to? He's being based to the top Saudi Pro League. So, is it for money? Who knows? But Agur is another person who's turned down now multiple moves. It's the same when we look at others. I've been told this evening, none of the fringe players, and that apparently includes people like James Ward-Prowse, etc. None of them are that keen on moving. I suppose if you look at their side, they're on a good thing. They're being paid big wages. Why should they move? Why should they take a step down? It is their career. It's a short career. So I've been told we do need to move on more than Zuma to sign anyone, and that includes Carlos Sola from PSG. We have done a deal with them. It's not 20 million euros, it's 25 million euros. It's a loan with an obligation to buy at 25 million euros. But I've been told we need to move at least one more player in addition to Zuma off the wage bill before we will sign him, and it might be a late deal. I know the Spanish press are saying he's on the verge of joining, and other people say he joins this week, but I suppose we are in the last week of the transfer window anyway. Tanny Abraham, been told absolute nonsense. Although I've been told because of his wages, Roma want £34 million. They want to get most of their money back, and he's on £100,000 a week. For that to happen, both Danny Ings and Mikel Antonio would have to go. Never say never. If both of them go, we might go back in for Duran or Tanny Abraham. One person I'm told it's not is Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling's on £340,000 a week. He's been linked with us. My senior source says we've got enough wingers. We don't need any more wingers, and he's on massive wages. Why would we sign him? But that's what happens. Everyone gets linked.
There's still a chance of us getting no more, right? Nothing more.
There's still. So I've been told that's a really good link, Len. I've been told it's 50.
Oh, we've lost him.
50-50, I think I was going to say. Well, if he was about to say 50, then it could only be 50, couldn't it? Although you never know with Sean.
No, that's right.
He could add amortisation to the other 50.
And the length of contract.
Well, so
how many millions a week?
He's back.
Yeah, the Carlos. Yeah, sorry,
That's all
my
right, Sean.
timing went out. The car with Carlos, it's the same as who's the other one we did a deal on, where it's a loan and then an obligation to buy, a really easy obligation to buy. So actually,
Devo.
it goes into next summer's P.
Sola.
That's it. Yeah, so it's the same one. It's the same deal that we actually put him in next season's or next summer's transfer pot. So if we do get Salah, it will be next season's transfer pot. Look, Souček could go, Soufal could go, Jens Ward-Prowse could go, Mavropanos could go, Danny Ings definitely. No, obviously Cornet, but no one seems to want Cornet. They're all available at a price. They're all considered fringe players. So that's it, I'm afraid. But as I don't know if you heard me say or whether I cut out to Len, I've been told this evening 50-50 if we sign anyone else. And that all depends on how we shift out these, as we call them, fringe players. Apparently, we've got no more money. We've run out of squad positions.
And what about Zuma?
The PRS was absolutely... Zuma will be going, I pretty much know. If he passes this simple medical, he will be going this week. But he will not change things, I'm told. He's not taking the squad place at the moment, so we need another one off the squad. We shall see, but, don't go to bed. Never say never. But I'm 50-50 whether we sign another player. If we think we're going to sign another 2 or 3, I think only if the only twist comes if a big player goes out. Now, I hope no big player goes out. But,
Hope.
You never know.
Is that 50-50 as well? We're talking about Kudus, aren't we, Sean? Is that 50-50?
We are talking about Kudus, yes.
It's 50-50.
I wouldn't say it's 50-50, but you... No, I didn't say that. I never said that. But you just never know, do you?
No, you never know.
Don't listen to people, Len. Don't listen to people.
I don't listen. I'm not listening to anyone.
Especially you.
Yeah.
I did a whole transfer news without Len going, where's the fucking news? What's the fucking news? Where's the fucking
yeah, I must admit, I do understand, some people like transfer news. I have my hands up, Some people, whatever the silly pricks like, I don't mind.
I must admit, I zoned out because I was on my phone, and when he went off, I hadn't even realised he'd dropped off till I heard you go. He'd gone like, oh shit, what was he talking about?
Yeah.
Did I get up to Freddie Potts has joined Portsmouth? Yeah, you saw that today. That would be good for him.
Yeah.
That's
And Callum Marshall, do you see Callum Marshall scoring?
Got another goal.
For Huddersfield?
He's got 2 now.
Yeah, he scored the winner for the Terriers.
Yeah, they're 3 wins out of 3 now, I believe. Huddersfield in League One. But he
And
go on.
Lewis Orford signed a 5-year contract. Also good news as well.
Wow.
So,
As exclusively revealed on More Than Just a Podcast by myself at least 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, there you go.
I believe.
Yeah,
Did
we
you?
knew that.
I did,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
You knew that
did.
as well,
You
didn't
did.
you, Sean? You knew it.
Yeah, but I wasn't allowed to say it at the time.
Oh, you got to be careful.
Have ya?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, he's got to be careful. You got to.
My source didn't tell me it was a secret.
No,
So,
well,
there you go.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, there you go.
Oh dear. All right.
Congratulations, Nigel.
Thank you very much. if I'd be putting the eyes up if I could be
Oh,
bothered.
eyes.
Right. So let's quickly cover Bournemouth. Who's going? Okay,
Right.
let's kill that. I'm making my mind up actually, because after the Palace game, I'm thinking, oh, no one's going. But do you know what? Actually, I'd quite like to have a look at. I'm quite excited about watching West Ham again. Funny enough.
Good.
So there's a 75% chance I will be going, trotting down there, probably on my own, and
Was it tenner?
well, I don't. Yeah, I've been offered a ticket today.
been offered a
nothing.
free ticket.
Yeah, I've been offered a
Free
free ticket
ticket.
Oh, there you
today.
go.
So I'll probably take that if just stick my head in, have a look.
You might know what to do with yourself down there.
I think. Well, no. What I'll do is, John, is I'll go and sit at the back, just to get me in. I'll be like, I'll either go and stand next to Dodsey just to take the piss out of him, or I'll go and sit at the back where I'll get a better view. Yeah, it's nice on an away day.
Flag, I see.
Have they? Yeah, they've moved it further along, Sean, isn't it? You have to put a complaint. I must admit, Sean, it does look very pitiful there, surrounded by the bigger flags now as well.
Told you it was too small, Sean.
There's a bit of flag bullying going on.
Yeah.
Well, Jake Smith, Heath put that there, but now Cat Smith's in charge.
Yeah.
I had a few run-ins with her already, so.
Oh yeah, well there you go, isn't it? Our flag looks like the fat kid that gets picked last and gets put in goal. I don't know if that ever happened to you at school, Sean, but
It's Sean's flag anyway.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, Sean's flag anyway. So Bournemouth, have we got high hopes? Progression. It's a bit of a tough
one.
It's a bit of a tough one actually.
I'm a bit nervous about it.
I think
I'm trying to think of a worse
go
team.
for it. I think we'll win.
How many other Premier League teams in the second round? There was only about 10 Premier League teams, wasn't there, in the second round?
When you're talking
Got to
about
beat them all,
Bournemouth,
as they say.
Yeah. Good.
they're going to take it quite seriously, aren't they? They're not going down.
They look all right as well.
Yeah. So it's a tough game. We could have got a better draw. But it's good for the kids who they can go to a Premier League game at silly money.
Yeah, look. I'll say now. I think the club have priced this right.
Yeah.
£10 for adults, £1 for kids. Let's get the kids in through the door, show them what a good game of football is, and then the clubs will probably hope that their parents can be browbeaten and then coughing up 50 or 60 quid for those poor kids to then go to another game. But hopefully the club will see sense and back down. Sounds like he's dropped up again, which is good.
I've just gone on mute. I'm waiting for predictions.
Yeah, all right. I was just getting to that. So we're coming up to the Man City game. You've heard what I think. I think actually you'll name near enough exactly the same team as the past two. I'm not expecting much realistically. Should we just go straight into predictions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
All
like.
right. So let's go with John first.
3-1 City.
Okay. Len?
4-1 City.
Right, okay. Yeah, I'll go. I've got Edison in goal in my fantasy team, so I'll go 3-0 City.
Come on, Sean.
Come on, Sean.
I'll go 1-0 West Ham.
Of
thought
course
you
you
might.
will. Of course you will.
You even wasted a bit of time with the pause, didn't you?
There you go. That's it. So,
No question time?
no question
And well,
time.
how about Bournemouth? Are we not going to do petitions?
Oh yeah, so let's do predictions for
Prediction
Bournemouth
for
then.
Bournemouth, right?
Yeah.
I think we'll get through on penalties after a 0-0.
Right. Okay.
God.
Right. Straight to
2-1.
penalties though, which is good. No
Yeah.
extra time. I'm pleased about it.
2-1 win.
I'm
Gonna
gonna
go 1-0 down.
I'm gonna go for a 3-0 goal fest to West Ham.
Wow.
Yeah. Shawnee want it?
I'll go 2-0. 2-0
2-0 West Ham.
win for West Ham.
You sure?
Hmm.
All right.
I'm
You
sure.
know, yeah, that's it. Lump on 1-0 West Ham now, people. Yeah.
Have City got a game?
Yeah,
this
you know
week?
that.
Are they in Europe or?
Yeah, they're not in the third round. So
No, I know that, but
no, they've not
they're
even.
in Europe either.
They've not.
Oh, we fucking get
Yeah.
over here, aren't we?
Yeah, So that's why I expect. I don't expect really any of the starting 11 to. Here he goes. He wanted a squad where he had 2 players for each position. Now we've got a chance to prove it, haven't we? So if I'm looking at it, you know, quickly, Fabianski in goal, Wan-Bissaka right back. Left back will be someone that ain't called Emerson. And then in the middle, he'll probably have a Gerd and someone not called Zuma, because I doubt if he's there. Who's the other centre backs we got?
Zuma's not even got a squad place.
No.
Anymore,
So how many centre backs we got? We've got Kilman, Mavropanos.
Tadibo.
Oh yeah, so we'll have Tadibo and a Gerd. I reckon I'll probably play centre half, unless he really wants shot of a Gerd, and he'll play Mavropanos. In the middle, you're gonna see the likes of, I don't know, we'll see the likes of Guilherme. That's looking like a bit of a strange buy to me now. Oh, Luis Guilherme. Perhaps we'll see Luis Guilherme. Full Krug up front. We'll have who's the other midfielder? We won't have Souček. Alvarez, I think, will start, and maybe Rodriguez. He'll keep his place.
Yeah.
And then you'll have Somerville, Fulkrug, and Danny Ings. Wouldn't surprise me to see like a 3-5-2, maybe.
Yeah, farewell.
Yeah. Well, you
just
say
reminded
that.
me, we didn't talk about Divin Mumbama going to City.
I don't think we really care, do we?
It's just a bit daft.
He's not getting a game there in the first team.
You know.
So,
£1.2 million of compensation. That's what we get for having him in the squad since 8 years old. But
well, that's football, though, isn't it? If you don't give them a contract and tie them down quick enough, or if they,
But we did offer him a contract. This is what City do. They hoover him up. My senior source says, I'll be absolutely flabbergasted if he ever plays the first team.
No shit. He's fucking
they
got
do
some
this.
insight, hasn't he? Fucking hell.
They do this. They hoover them all up, and in 2 years they flip them to some other club for a little.
Yeah, they're going to flip him.
Ooh,
I heard this
anyway,
playing with the kids.
I've got a jug of sangria waiting for me.
Oh, right, okay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Enjoy it, Sean.
Adios. And I'll see you on Saturday, boys. It's nice to be back on a
Manana.
Well, you won't, will you?
Not me, you won't.
Yeah, you won't
Yeah,
see
well,
any of us.
we'll meet at the container, John, no, afterwards, yeah?
I thought you were going to the
that's
support
Or I'll
club.
sneak you in.
No, the container
It's
shut.
shut.
Before?
No,
No.
it's shut.
What do you mean
So, I
container
just
shut?
spotted something we didn't talk about quickly,
Go on.
which I feel bad about, is the Paquetá free kick.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a scandal.
Now,
Like, it's the only. And do you know what? The
Well,
ref
the ref
saw
obviously
that.
didn't see it, did he?
Well, he
couldn't
must
seen
have,
him
because he
touch.
would have gave him a yellow, surely. Would I be wrong? It made him look daft, and you could see he touched the ball.
Yeah, but hang on, the ref did have some silky skills and took the ball away from Paquetá.
He did.
You've got to-
But
yeah.
that was just fucking daft. The ref I thought the ref knew, personally. But there you go.
I don't think it
That's
was
influence in
seen.
action there.
I actually think the ref didn't see the ball move.
Yeah,
I thought he must have.
he must
Yeah,
have
maybe.
guessed it. He probably has done if he's come running out and done that, but he hasn't seen it move. That's what I think.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah.
Can you imagine
Anyway.
if he'd have run up the pitch and just got a goal? Dear.
Would have been
Yeah.
nice.
All right.
Adios, amigos.
All right.
See you, Sean.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks to our guest this week, Mr. Sean Whetstone.
You've got to give him a Spanish name. What can you give him?
Well, Whetstone's like a district of North London. So, I mean, does anyone know any districts of cities?
What, in Spain?
Yeah.
No, not me, mate.
Shornio Torrioja, is it? Or
That'll do.
what about Fingershornio?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Right. Anyway,
Adios, amigos.
Adios, Shawnee.
adios, Sean.
Buenas
Thanks,
noches.
thanks, John. Thanks, Len,
lads.
and
Thank
thank
you, guys.
The most important, the listeners.
Gracias.
Yeah. No question time though, so we don't thank you that much.
No, but normal service will resume. Well, actually, I'm not about next week. Oh, well, no, I will be about Monday. I will. I might not have watched the game, but I'm guessing normal service will resume next week. Until then, bye-bye.
Bobby Moore. More
Come on,
than
you
just a
lot.
podcast. Bobby Moore. More than just a podcast.